Alright, welcome back to League Racing of a sort. We're racing, but not on F1. We're playing Gran Turismo 7. And this has been so much fun. This is with FTRL, so same league as in before. But I decided that I wanted to get back into racing. And now that GT7 is usable, I did do a mini kind of championship on this game. It wasn't streamed, or I think it may have been streamed in part. So I did record the races. I didn't upload them because I didn't think they were worth it to upload, because I was not fast. I'm much more competitive now. I'm at a place where I'm reasonably happy in terms of competitiveness here. So I'm not going to be pedaling around at the back on my own for most of it. This is the first race of, I believe, 8 or 9 or so. It's at Road Atlanta. It's a great track. I've played it before in Forza Motorsport 2. Really enjoyed it then. I really enjoyed that. This is qualifying. You can see we're using a Group 3 car. This isn't the McLaren. You might see a interesting livery on the front. You'll see more of it in the race, I'm sure. I was delighted to be asked by Aaron to join his Milka squad, so to join the herd, and along with FTRL Panda as well. So very, very pleased about that. They made a special livery for me, so thanks to, I think Pagani actually put the FTRL Pagani put the livery together as a whole. So little extra touches on this as well. You can see the little shamrock at the front. I'm wearing number 19. This is qualifying. This is the end of qualifying. I feel like I just, in terms of the team, I'm just delighted to be with the third wheel, so to speak. You know, I felt like I feel like I think it was like, I can't remember in F3 in 2021, but like you had Jack Do and Clement Novalak, and then whoever the third driver was there, I was just happy to be a part of that. Anyways, come across the line. Actually, what was my PB in the end? My PB, I think, was like a 17.2. I think it was something like that. Anyway, like I got to a 17.1 or so. That was the kind of quickest time I got to. Just trying to work on the consistency though. But we put a decent lap. Look, especially with a timed lap, come the session, come the hour. As long as you get within kind of 3 or so tenths, I find, of your PB, you know, come the moment, I feel like that's always a good place to be. So, a second off the pace, we'll qualify P. I think it's going to end up being P9 when I think Jonesy or Katz crosses the line. But 17.5 or so, whatever it was. Happy with. I guess 17. What was it? 17.8 maybe. Yeah, 17.5. Yeah, can't complain with that. Anyways, right, race start. You can see there's that beautiful, beautiful car. Long time since I did a start on GT, so I kind of got confused by Panda because he jumped the start, and then yeah, I kind of just didn't react. So, anyways, we make one position up on Panda there, but yeah, the rest is it is a loss, so to speak. Again, using the radar, being very careful. I do use those brake marks, those brake zones as references. I don't solely go off of them. They're pretty slow, but the reference sometimes is good to have in terms of because sometimes references like brake boards can disappear. Anyways, up the hill. Actually, I don't know any of the corner names or numbers, so I should really get on that. I guess with F1 it's so easy to remember, but for other tracks not as much. We're just chasing really. You gotta have. Learning to race on GT Sport or GT7 is very different to learning to race on F1 because there's no real sense of damage. Like, you know, everyone knows how to leave each other space and such, but there is more of a bumper car nature aspect to Gran Turismo, naturally. And so, you know, you have to get comfortable running within like 3-4 tenths of a car in front and measuring braking zones on that. But in F1, it wouldn't be like that at all. So, difficult to measure that anyway. So like a big kerfuffle coming into this last chicane here, so let's take it nice and easy. Little bit of contact there with Mikey, and then I think Jonesy actually had to slip through. So I think Jonesy, see, most people are using either the Ford GT or the McLaren here. There's a couple of people using this. I think there's one using a Ferrari. I think Katz might be using a Ferrari. That last corner is difficult, man. It's very, very tight. I didn't get a great run, so I think I left the door open to let Panda go if he came through. Get a good run up here. I think there goes. I think that was Mikey that went off. Yeah, Panda goes through then, and Jonesy then. I couldn't get by Jonesy, so I'm happy enough for Panda to go through because I know he's got pace. I know he's out of position, so to speak. I feel like I've got good pace. I definitely feel I got top 6 or 7 pace So, but we're in 10th at the moment, so we're kind of not letting that come to fruition. That corner there is difficult. You have to really commit to it, but at the same time, you have to be careful not to get exceeded too much, or else you get a penalty. I found these two right-handers the toughest corners on the track, to be fair. I found I wasn't able to get quite the run that some other people were able to get. So we're just sticking behind Jonesy for now. And again, slipstream, you really need to be within 3-4 tenths. This track is difficult for overtaking, to be fair. So I really was more so banking on people getting penalties than actually making the overtake. In a sense, it kind of suits me in one way, because overtaking, you know, I could force a move if I wanted to, but I didn't like forcing a move in F1. And forcing a move here, I'm not particularly keen on either, because there's much less aerodynamics at play. I'm still getting used to everything, to be fair. But here, I feel like I can be consistent. Consistency is one of the things I'm good at. If I'm consistent and wait for a mistake to come, look at that run out of turn 1. Oh, so good. Compared to Jonesy there. If I can make you know, I can be consistent and not make mistakes, as Jonesy there makes a little mistake. They're going to nip around the outside. I find it took no proximity hours, which I'm just getting used to. But so using the radar is pretty flipping accurate, to be fair. So I can use the radar and lean on that. But consistency in terms of like not getting penalties and that kind of thing, you know, I feel like I can make up ground that way. Not the best exit there. Did not get a good entry into that last chicane. It's going to put me under pressure from Jonesy then. And this is not the longest start finish straight in the world, but it's enough if you get alongside. It was the nature of the sweeping right-hand nature of it. Oh, tough, man. I find it tough to leave space. I can only hope I leave enough space for my competitors here. I really do. It does be difficult to judge at times. A yellow flag in front. That was for, I think that was Chubbs. I think that was Chubbs that went off, because I know he's in one of the Gulf Racing McLarens. Not the greatest exit onto that straight, but look, again, look, a second or so margin. We're doing a PB. Like, you know, that's all you can really ask for, really. It's only lap 4. Sorry, Chubbs goes off there. I think actually, I can't remember who maybe Pagani or someone that went off in front. But the name's on the screen. It's too small for me to see. But that was Chubbs then who lost at the last corner there, or last chicane. So we go through there. We're now in P7, which it's not Pagani. I don't know who it was. The other one went off. But lap number 7, Mikey then is on the back here, and he's got a good run out of that second right-hand 90-degree right-hander there. So going to be under pressure from him heading down the straight. Can I hold it? Again, I didn't want to compromise myself too much, so I do go defensive this time, though. I don't always go defensive. I do go defensive this time, and he just clean round drives around the outside. We're going to have the little switchback on the exit and get that move done. Still side by side again, trying to approximate how to leave space. Still, he slides in behind, so we keep that position for now. But yeah, Mikey then, that did allow kind of to bring Chubbs into the fold as well, just a little bit. Again, just no Mikey not having to look down the inside there, so just going to carry on. I found this zone tough as well to maximise as well, that chicane complex there. I found that difficult at times to really approximate in terms of how much, like, I could end up getting on the speed so much sooner than I actually was. Now, did I end up? No, that's it within the line. So again, I have to withstand that challenge from Mikey there. So I was happy with that. Now, lap number 10. Chubbs got by Mikey, so I'm not sure what mistake happened there. And you know when you've gone off on GT7. You know when you've gone off towards a penalty. And yeah, I knew in my heart that was going to be a penalty, which is unfortunate. But because like yeah, Chubbs is going to take advantage of that. And not like a GT Sport where you could decide where you take the penalty, which I actually prefer, because if there's one designated zone we take a penalty like it is here, I much prefer that, because I'm not then wondering like, could I have lost less time doing this in a better place? So yeah, I just prefer it that way. Anyways, Chubbs goes through, and what would begin then would be a relentless chase to try and stick within Chubbs and try and re-overtake him. So I'd say the pressure I was putting on him was immense. But unlike in the past, he was out to able to hold us really well. So lap 12, again, I'm close as I have been for quite a bit here. Again, nice turn 1. I'm really happy with my turn 1. Just that you just get such a feel for it. This is what I've really missed, man. I've really missed this about racing. Just I really have missed just getting into the flow of it, getting into it. It has been, I have missed it, and just to feel so connected like you do with the steering and GT7 in these cars. I thought that was going to be a penalty for a sec. I thought I ran just as wide as before, but no penalty for that anyways. Lap 15, good exit out of the second right-hander there. You just feel so connected on this car, you know. You just feel so connected to. You could chuck it in, like it just feels how F1 should, you know, or close to it. The steering doesn't feel empty. It feels satisfying. It feels good to run over these curbs as well. Just driving this thing on a wheel is just so satisfying. I can't really just begin to describe unless you've experienced it. But I'm led to believe though the pad experience is quite good too. So that says a lot too. Anyways, we're close to Chubbs now. If this start finish straight was longer, we could have had a chance maybe to slide up the inside. But again, just with the nature of this corner, the fast nature of it, it's not a deep braking zone, so you just have to keep going. This is lap 16. So again, we're running out of time here to get this move done. We've been on the back of Chubbs for all this time since we've been overtaken by him, but nothing I can do to get by. So in the tire, you see the tire wear in the bottom left there. It's beginning to slip away a little bit. My last, I kind of had accepted that unless I get a worldly run either out of the chicane or out of this complex here, I wasn't going to get this move done because we seemed very even on pace. I don't feel like I could have driven a ton faster heading out of here. Or sorry, if I was in clear air ahead of Chubbs, so I do think that was indicative that the pace was pretty close. He got not the best run out of that second right-hander. I got a decent one, but not enough to really be mounting the challenge. But I just want to make it as difficult for him as possible. So pull up his left-hand side, just make him think about it, and slide back in. Then gets a decent run out of the chicane. I probably took a bit too much grass there, but at times I thought was happy enough. Like again, look, to get in the 17s, that's all I could really ask for, to be consistent 17s. And that was 18 now, to be fair. But the tire wear is getting on a little bit as well, to be fair. But this is the last lap of the race, so have to hope that Chubbs will get a penalty or something. Otherwise, I'm not close enough really heading up this hill to really be mounting the challenge. Anyways, come through this complex then. Get a massive break as Chubbs, a big lag spike or so for Chubbs, just put him behind me. So job done, overtake done. Not the way I envisioned it, but anyways, we move on. And we're going to hold on to this one, just manage it out really, and come across the line for 7th place. So happy enough, happy days. I feel like that was probably about close up to where I deserved, to be fair. So happy days. 20 seconds behind T. Smith, who won the race. So yeah, happy days. My teammate Aaron then in second. Panda then managed to record 5th out of his start. So fair play. They absolutely smashed it. So some good points now. I did decide to use my handicap. My handicap is literally double points that I get a few of the season. So I decided to use it in this race because I thought the pace was good and we got a good result to back that up. Race 2, right. So this is reversed then from the results of race 1. There'll be races where there's just one race, but this race it is reversed. 2 races reversed. Much better start this time. Well, not hard to get a better start compared to last time. So. But not great though still, because there goes SPY. So this is where we found out the lobby was kind of glitched because my traction control was on, and this is when we ran into 2 massive problems. One, coming up the hill, I'm trying to sort my settings out. So I've got Aaron on my left, and then Panda smashes into me, and we go round. Now that was unfortunate. I didn't know what happened. Obviously, that I knew I'd been smashed. No idea by who at the time. No idea how. The other problem that so my race is run, obviously there's no safety cars of course, so my race is kind of screwed because now I'm at the back and yeah, we're kind of on our own. The other problem though was that there was some sort of glitch, and Pagani had it as well on PS4. He's the only other PS4 user here, where the car just the performance was glitched or something whatever happened. We couldn't do quick lap times. We were the car was heavier, it was just off, it felt like there was damage to the car. So I never got above a 19, a low 19, so the performance is fecked. Getting hit by Panda didn't actually affect me really in the end. I would have finished probably dead last anyways. Anyway, come across the line, 25 last time I got lapped as well. So race 2 an absolute write-off. The crash didn't help, but The real Rouge issue was the fact that the lobby, whatever happened with the glitch or whatever, that meant that the PS4 users had no pace. No idea. I've done future races since this race, and it didn't come up again. When we did this 2-race system, it didn't come up again. So encouraged by that, but with this particular instance, yeah, it was just a really frustrating race. There's no, like, obviously got hit, no pace, didn't understand why, but now after the race, understood then why. So yeah, difficult race. Aaron got himself up to P3 in the end from near the back, so happy days for him. Good result for the team there. Pretty happy with that. So yeah, just a really rough race 2 there, but race 1 was good enough to make up some good points then. So you kind of hope that in one of those 2 races, you know, you have a good result. This is the race replay then from the start of race 2. I know there's music and whatever, but I forgot to turn the replay music off. Anyways, heading up the hill, I thought this was all fine. I knew there was a car on my left, braking in. I would have made that corner fine, but I know Panda had the same issue I did, where he like, again, discovering that his traction control was up sudden on 3 rather than 0. So I know he was trying to adjust his settings, and then just got too deep into the corner. So unfortunate. This is the view from Aaron then, who yeah, my contact link took me into SPY, and then that took Aaron into him, and it was just a bit of a mess. So unfortunate, but again, not what ultimately ruined my race in the end. So look, race 1 was decent enough, thankfully, so we can at least live with that. But anyways, let's go do it for round number 1 of FTRL GT7. Next up is going to be Trial Mountain, I believe, is next. That should be fun, and that was a lot of fun, I have to say. Now that's been my favorite track to drive, so it was just a real pleasure. So you're gonna have lots of better things to say about the second round than I do this first round. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.